if he got a hold of you. So we ran him up the tree. We didn't hurt him. We just ran him up the tree. So
So I gotta ask you, and this is only an assumption, but I'm assuming you hit the gas back in the wrestling days, and even before you got into wrestling.
yeah,
Does
yeah. I
gas
don't
get,
have it.
but does it get
Huh?
a bad? Does it get a bad name? I mean, is it really that bad for you?
Well, it does get a bad name if you're doing it right and you're watching your blood work and your different levels, like your hormones, your estrogen levels. Because like if you do a shot of testosterone, it could bump your estrogen levels. You want to keep it balanced, so you have to take some estrogen blockers to kind of like just to give you an example to compare it to. Like when you see bodybuilders, they're doing 2 to 3,000 milligrams a week, whereas I'm doing maybe 300 to 400 milligrams a week, just
Right.
to kind of give you some contrast of what I'm doing, which is maintaining. If you're just doing the minimum dosage, you could, because I've been doing it on and off since I was 19. Vince McMahon came up to me one day, he goes, Johnny, you got to get bigger. I was like, well, how do you want me to do that? Like, I don't know, figure it out. And I was big then. I was 200 pounds then. 18 years old, I was 200 pounds before I even got on the gear. So if you do it in moderation, you're going to be fine. Like I've had my heart checked. It's not enlarged. Uh, I'm healthy for the most part, and that's. I mean, I've done some stuff in the past where I didn't know what I was doing, but as I've gotten older, I've learned how to do it the right way. And also now there's peptides. Like you don't need the gear as much anymore because the peptides can convert. Like you can do ipamorelin, which is a precursor to growth hormone. You have that naturally in your body, so all you're doing is a peptide, and you're kind of throwing fuel on the fire, and it's increasing your natural growth hormone. There's the science with peptides now are great, and it's healthier for you. But yeah, I mean, there's as long as you're doing it in moderation, you're fine.
I'm always amazed how doctors, because you've seen athletes, right?
Yeah,
You're an athlete. We've seen football players who have blown out their knees and returned in less than a year, and they're
yeah,
hitting growth hormones. I mean, if to be honest with you, I've read some articles where human growth hormones actually can reverse cancer and do things like that also. So I'm just surprised that why it still
Doc,
remains to have a bad name, right?
well, doctors are they're only going to, especially American doctors, they're only going to tell you what they've been educated in and what they get paid on by insurance. They're very tunnel vision. Like I had every doctor that I ever spoke to say that I would never get my wife pregnant. And that's because of the testosterone that I'd done, for the most of my adult life. I was like, okay. So I came off testosterone for 2 years, which was tough. And then I did everything that I needed, like the HCG to kick on your natural testosterone. And then I did HMG, which helps with your FSH and your LH levels to communicate to your nuts and start producing fertile sperm again. So my sperm count went from 0 to 200 million. And I didn't tell the doctors what I was doing. I was just researching this myself and doing it on the black market and just watching my own blood work. And then uh, we froze the sperm, and then I got my wife pregnant naturally. And he's a healthy boy. He's spitting image of me genetically. Like you look at his shoulders, his traps, like he's chest. He's 98th percentile in size right now. His name's Brody. Brody Carmine Hugger. Carmine is his godfather. He's Carmine Stamboli. That's the original Stamboli.
Well, congratulations. That's a proud papa right there, Jimmy,
Yeah,
right? You can
yeah, I'm
hear it in his
happy.
voice. That's a proud papa right
And,
there.
Yeah.
and I'm and I'm thinking to myself, what's he going to tell the doctors anyway? I'm busy communicating with my nuts.
Yeah, yeah. When they saw
Well
my
done,
blood work, they thought
well
they
done.
thought it was what they were telling me was working, and I'm like, no, doc, I didn't
Yeah,
tell you, but I added some HMG to the mix of what you told me. They told me to do HCG and Clomid, and that wasn't working. So then I went on a Facebook bodybuilding page and I asked those guys. I was like, you guys are doing 2 to 3,000 milligrams a week of gear. what are you doing to get your wives or your girlfriends pregnant? And that's when they all started chiming in about HMG. So the blueprint is come on testosterone, or for guys like myself that want to get the girls pregnant, come off testosterone, get on HCG, HMG, and Clomid, and then your FSH and your LH levels will normalize, and then before you know it, you're going to have a healthy baby on your hands.
Johnny, if I can get this in, as Mike just threw up that picture of you, man, that physique. To the average fan at home, can you tell by looking at somebody if they've done too many steroids? Can you tell? I know all body types are different, but is there a way to just tell from for the fans sitting at home? Like when you look at Warrior, I always thought to myself, my God, this can't be healthy. Is there a certain way that you can just tell?
Yeah, yeah, because you could tell like when someone first gets onto gear, the first thing you notice is their traps get bigger, their neck gets bigger, like this area right here starts getting bigger. You could tell when someone's doing too much growth hormone because their forehead starts growing out a little bit. Their joint, their elbows, their joints start getting bigger. Like
Barry Bonds, his skull got okay. I'm with
yeah,
you.
or Mark McGuire.
Right.
Yeah. So you can. There's subtle things that you look at it. If you like Cena, for example, and I kind of believe him because he had a degree in like in I don't know exactly but in working out, whatever it was. Anyway, because I would ask him like I would work out with him and I asked him like, how are you so big? Because he wouldn't go in there and do explosive heavy weights. He would just do high reps and low weight, high reps and like very like controlled. And I asked him, I was like, dude, you've never done any gear? He's like, no. And he stood by it. Like there's just certain people that have that genetic where they don't need it. But then I still to this day, because he has the forehead, his forehead is elongated a little bit, his elbow. I think that he probably did or does or still does. But he'll never. I don't care. There's no shame, and I don't care. Just because you get on gear doesn't mean that you're going to hit the ball farther, or your hand-eye coordination is better, or you're going to be a better athlete. It can make you bigger, but it can also work against you too.
Well, couple things I want to cover, Jimmy.
Yeah,
500 level has now improved on the M&P code. Now go to MP30 for 30% off. Jimmy, I got to tell you something, right? I was at the beach, again, 500 level. If you guys haven't looked at the shirts, right, go to the website. It's incredible. And I got to be honest, right? So it was a little chilly today. I brought the dogs to the beach. I was off work for the Jewish holidays,
today.
right?
It's cold.
It wasn't cold,
Yeah.
but I have from 500 level, I have a Roman Reigns sweatshirt. Now, usually sweatshirts are not always the nicest fabric, unless I'm into really nice fabric because I just don't like things up against my skin. So usually I'll get thinner type of shirts, but this is a heavy sweatshirt. The fabric, unbelievable. And you're going to get a deal at 30% off, Jimmy. I mean, my God, it's a no-brainer, guys. I am telling you, once you get one shirt from them, you'll get 50. I guarantee it. And they've got all the sports. Yeah, dude, tell me what you think of it, Jimmy.
They're so comfortable. I got to get a long sleeve now. I'm telling you, I got to, because it was chilly today, especially for a guy who's been in Panama City Beach the last 2 years. It was chilly today, and I love the material. It's so silky. Is that the right word for it? I don't know.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, dude.
It's so comfortable. So, yeah, I got to get myself some leveled long sleeves. That's for sure. 30%.
And again, it doesn't, they got plenty of wrestling stuff. They got baseball stuff. They've got football. They got everything, dude. MMA. They got it all, man. And I'm telling you, it's very high quality. Again, 500 level code MP30, 30% off. So if a t-shirt costs you $20, what's 30% off on $20, dude?
It's enough. 10 plus another 20% tacked on top. Not much. It's a steal. It's a steal.
I agree. I want to remind everybody too, the Monte The Pharaoh show, hit the QR code, be willing to check out our shows on YouTube. where we got almost 24,000 subscribers. Go to our Facebook page, where we're approaching 27,000 subscribers. And again, if you feel like donating to the show, please go to the Monte The Pharaoh webpage, hit donate. Helps us bring in more guests, trying to entertain Jim. We've got the big event coming up, so a lot of good stuff happening right now.